Hey everyone, I'm Storm Shield meteorologist Jason Myers. Wednesday, June 11th. Yesterday, a lot of wind reports as far as severe weather is concerned and a couple of little tornadoes. Look at this right here, 184 reports of wind damage, really mostly across eastern Kentucky and eastern Tennessee. That severe weather threat really shifted north during the afternoon hours. A couple of tornado reports, this was just outside of Bloomington. I don't believe any injuries were reported, but just outside of Bloomington, it looks like a tornado was spotted by some law enforcement. And as far as hail is concerned, not much of a threat today or yesterday. But today we have two spots. Notice two spots shaded in yellow, one from Minnesota down through the Central Plains, and then another right here in eastern Ohio, parts of Pennsylvania, including Pittsburgh, West Virginia, Northern Virginia, and looks like part of Maryland as well. The biggest threat with this is going to be wind more than likely. Notice the big bullseye right there in yellow out west over the Central Plains. A little hot spot, it looks like, in northern Oklahoma, southern Kansas right there. And so that could be, that'll be affecting this part of the country, looks like later this afternoon. As for hail, a hot spot across the Central Plains, and then another, it looks like, again, over that northern Virginia, West Virginia, southern Pennsylvania. As for tornadoes, just a very small threat in that one spot along the mid-Atlantic there, and then in Minnesota. Both of these risks for tornadoes are very low, and I think they'll be isolated at best. Really, all in all, as far as these two areas of severe weather, this spot right here on the East Coast, the Mid-Atlantic states, in West Virginia, Virginia, Maryland, Pennsylvania, this is where I think we're going to see the majority of the severe weather today. The Central Plains in Minnesota, I think it's more likely going to be just a few scattered events. This is a lot more organized here. In fact, the forecast models, watch this right here as we head through the afternoon and the evening with the forecast models. This is where we're seeing a lot of the development. We're seeing rain showers and thunderstorms from Wisconsin all the way over to New York, but we put this through time, and more development occurs in this general region here during the afternoon hours and into the evening than what we're seeing over the Central Plains. We start to see a few lines of storms forming later on this evening and into the overnight hours, but initially this will be an early afternoon or late afternoon, early evening event, whereas over the Central Plains looks like it's going to be late evening and into the overnight hours. Currently, there's quite a bit going on right now in the upper levels of the atmosphere. That big upper level low, that trough is digging deep into the south, so we're going to see a lot of development out ahead of that trough. And then out over the Central Plains, just some very strong winds aloft. Notice right there, this is the 50 millibar winds. This is right now moving at 50 knots. And all of those strong winds are going to move a little farther to the east over the Central Plains, and that'll cause a bit of a wind event during the day today. So main focus, at least initially, eastern Ohio, Pennsylvania, West Virginia, Virginia, and Maryland. Later on tonight over the Central Plains, again, biggest threat going to be wind, maybe some hail, and then a few isolated tornadoes, very similar to the kind of outbreak we saw yesterday with all that wind in Kentucky and Tennessee. It's just everything's shifting a little farther to the east. Be safe today. Follow us on Twitter, like us on Facebook, like this video, please subscribe. I'll see you next time.